guys, and welcome! Today we're going to have a look at how you can do a very simple setup for the cornsnake. The cornsnake is an amazing snake and it's very well known in the reptile community. Not only is it one of the most typical snakes that you find on expos and in people's home, but it's also known as the best beginner snake, and for a very good reason. The cornsnake is extremely easy to care for, it's very beautiful of course, it's pretty docile, which means that you most likely will have no trouble handling, and of course you can get them in various colors and patterns. If you're a beginner out there and you're thinking about getting a cornsnake, I can totally recommend them. These guys, like I said before, they're just amazing, and luckily their setup doesn't require that much. So let's take a look at a very simple but effective setup for the cornsnake. Alright, so this is Queenie's terrarium. As you can see, this is a pretty standard glass terrarium. On the back here I have some, it's not called cork, I can't quite remember what it's called, but it's something to cover the background, which means that Queenie will feel very safe. I always recommend that you cover the background and even the sides of the terrarium, especially if you have something like a ball python. But the cornsnake will do perfectly fine with just the background covered. Underneath here, I'm not sure if you can see it, but I have a heating mat. And of course your cornsnake does need some heat source. That can either be a heating mat, it can also be a heat bolt. That's totally up to you. I really like to use the heat mat. The next thing you're gonna need of course is some substrate, and you have to remember that cornsnakes, they really do like to burrow. As a substrate I'm using this thing called coconut fiber, and it works really well for Queenie. She really does like to dig around in that. Alright, that was the substrate. The next thing we're gonna put in is a hide, and as you can see, this hide here is a pretty standard hide. You will find them in most pet stores and in reptile expos. They have this natural look to them that I also really enjoy, and they also do the most important thing, which is to keep the snakes safe. This is another type of hide. This is a half a coconut. Usually it's used for mice, but it works just as well for Queenie. The next thing we're going to put in is this branch, because cornsnakes, they really do like to look around in the terrarium, so this is a thing that's really gonna activate here, if you can say it like that. So the more branches in there, the better. The next thing we're going to put in are these fake plastic plants, and of course, oh, this is a bit of a shed. Well, the next thing we're gonna put in are these plastic plants, and as you can see, this thing here is what keeps it, what can you say, you have to put it on the side of the terrarium. So you just put a little bit of water on it and then you put it up. Let's get the plastic plants in. Alright, so this is a stone. You don't have to put in stones, and you also have to be a little bit careful that it's not going to get too heavy for the glass terrarium. But Queenie seems to be enjoying this, so why not? Alright, last but certainly not least is the water bowl, and this is of course incredibly important because your snake needs to have access to water 24/7. So remember to change it daily. Last thing to go in is Queenie. Alright guys, this was a very simple but effective setup for the cornsnake. I've also had Queenie on newspaper and she was doing just fine on that, but I can really see that she does enjoy, like she's really burying herself in this coconut fiber, and she seems to be thriving so well, so I'm definitely gonna keep it. Alright guys, that's all for today. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel as well if you want to see more from me. If you have the opportunity, I would much appreciate if you would support me on Patreon. It really does help out a lot. Let me know guys, is the cornsnake your favorite snake? If it is, or if it isn't, just write it right down in the comments section. Remember to write why as well. Thank you so much for now guys, and bye bye!